Welcome. My name's Christine O'Reilly. I'm the Forage and Grazing Specialist with the Ontario Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs. Oh, you're right. Oh, we changed our name recently. I'm with the Ontario Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Agribusiness, and I haven't broke the habit yet of the old name. So on behalf of the Ontario Forage Council, I would like to welcome you today to our Forage Focus Tour. I'd like to thank our sponsors for today's event. Our sponsors include Marcrest Manufacturing, Marhaven Agri, Chinook Drying Systems, Ontario Sheep Farmers, and Noon Forage. So, to get started with our program today, I'd like to introduce to you Mark Horst. This is Mark's hay shed. He is the owner of Marcrest Manufacturing, and he's going to talk to us a bit about the facility that we're standing in and some of the equipment that his company has designed and manufactured. So, please give a round of applause for Mark.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Welcome to Winter Wonderland. This is Canada, right? We've had 25% of our snowfall already this year. I'm going to predict that we're going to go way over budget this year. It's proof of climate change. I've always believed in climate change. They used to farm in Iceland. That means it was a lot warmer than what they're predicting we're going to be. So anyway, I won't keep talking about that. What you're here for is just to see what we have here, and I could say a lot of stuff, so sometimes I'm not even sure what to say first, but we're in the hay shed here. This here property here, I own land across the road and beside here, and the land that the hay shed is on here, probably around 400 workable acres here. Then I have some land south of Molesworth there too, where we've farmed for 38 years. But this here property here, I bought it in different times here, but started about 6 years ago, I think. Built this hay shed in the first year of COVID in 2020. It's an old pit silo, as you can see, 100 by 200 feet. And we just put 16-foot studs on top, so that gives us 25.5-foot clearance. We can go 5 high with the bundles and still crawl around on top. We made a clear span because when I build a shed, if I build a new shed, I wouldn't build it this way. I'd have doors all along the side so I can access all the different lots, as many different lots as possible. But because of utilizing the walls they were, I wasn't going to cut holes into the sides. Because of that, I still wanted lots of access. I put the 60-foot overhead door in. And it's got straps on. This company also makes hydraulic doors too, but I chose to go with a strap one. And it is a very expensive door, but we're still glad we put it in. You never make anything big enough, right? The way the shed is built, we put ventilators in the top, and the eaves, I have baffle boards that I can open up with the winches. You can see the winches in the corners down here and up there on the mezzanine. There's winches that open and close and leave them open for the summer to allow some natural convection of air. Close them for the winter so the wind doesn't blow the snow in over top. And it works well, very well. I've built, this is the third shed now that I've put the ventilators in for just allow natural convection. I don't put any insulation on. It might sweat a little bit, but never drips. old Quonset buildings. Those are no-nos for hay sheds. So, and then I put the bird netting in too, keep the birds we keep the doors closed as much as possible. But in case the birds would come in, I didn't want them making nests up there, so put the bird netting in. There's also bird netting on the eaves outside. The other thing is the floor. Got to look down at the floor. It was a concrete floor, but there was cracks in it, and I've heard for the last 20 years that asphalt works really well. So I was keen to try it, and we just put one layer of asphalt on top, and it does work well. People wonder sometimes, why does it work? Well, my explanation is it's oil-based product, and you know what happens with oil and water. They don't mix. So the oil repels the moisture, so it doesn't allow it to wick up out of the ground. That's my explanation of that. And when I'm shipping hay, when I go to load, when I go to grab the bottom bundle, I will lift it up and tip it ahead, and if it looks good, I just know all the hay is good. Because if it is going to go bad, it's going to be on another surface more so than where it's against other hay. When we put the asphalt in, we stayed about a foot away from the walls. I wasn't going to stack. You don't want to stack hay against concrete. You stay away a little bit, but it allows. I didn't know how this thing's going to work. I had no history on it. I didn't know there's going to be any moisture or water, whatever. But if there is going to be anything off the walls, then it's just going to go into the trench around the outside. I think that's about it for the shed. Is there any quick questions on the shed? How many bales can I fit? If I wasn't storing other stuff in here and fill it right up, about 70,000 small squares. The stacks of bundles, you can see they're all offset. They stack a lot better, and we're not doing it individually. I'm going to get Joseph to fire up the Manitou and just show you how our offset grapple works. And you can, we're not going to handle any. He'll just start up and run it here just so you can see how it works. But it works really well. You can offset so when you're taking the stacks off the wagon, they'll be straight up with each other. While you're traveling up to the stack, you can offset it and just set them in place so you're not wasting any time. And once you have to spend some time doing a good job of getting it started, keeping everything square, but after that, it's actually easier stacking with them offset like this because you have a place to put it against. And it's a lot safer. And even with our dried hay with some shrinkage, you know, it's not we do bale a nice tight solid bale, and our barons do make a nice tight bundle, but with drying there is some shrinkage, but you can see it still stacks well. One thing you have to watch when you're stacking hay, and this goes with big squares, this goes with, doesn't matter what you stack, you have to be careful you don't push too hard on the bottom, because if you push at the bottom, the top isn't going in with it. So you have to make sure you just keep it almost away at the bottom, definitely not pushing hard against it, and keep it nice and square when you're stacking. There has been some people hurt. I don't know of anybody killed, I don't think, but there's been people hurt already, badly hurt, with big squares or bundles falling on them.
So, Mark, so these bales are kind of leaning backwards? Is that like how it works, or?
The question is, these are kind of leaning backwards? No. We start off, what you see in the front here will be at the back too. We don't have them against the wall.
I see. So it's a pyramid kind of.
It is pyramid, yeah.
Okay.
Any questions on the stacks?
Where's the hay going?
So where is the hay going? It all goes to Florida through a local broker. That's also a customer of ours. I'm busy enough that I don't bother with my own marketing at this point. The straw goes to the States too, that I sell direct.